Today could go one of two ways. We still have an outside chance, a tiny, tiny outside chance of sneaking into the playoffs at the last minute. But it would be the backdooriest of backdoor Kev moments there has ever been on this channel. So what you're more likely to see is just having a look at a bunch of those kids that we signed last summer. But maybe, just maybe, something ridiculous could be about to happen. Hello and welcome to part 63 of Backing the Boro. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have our final two games of the season, at home against Port Vale, away against Notts County. Whatever happens in the next 15 minutes, this has been an incredibly successful season for Nuneaton. It's our first ever season in the Football League. Regardless of what happens, it's our highest ever league finish, and we are comfortably mid-table with 2 games to go. And there is still, like I say, a tiny little outside chance that we catch Tranmere. We're 6 points behind them with these 2 games remaining, and we have a better goal difference than they do. So they're catchable if they lose both games. We win both games. That doesn't seem completely outside the realms of possibility. What makes it more complicated is we also need Bradford, Oxford, Wickham and Shrewsbury to all lose their games as well. And that's when it becomes less likely. So even if Tranmere do stumble, it's probably going to be one of this lot who catch them. And we'd be in a much stronger position if we hadn't got thumped by Colchester in our last game. We'd been on a real nice run of form, rotating the squad around, trying some of the younger players. But we were on a 5-game unbeaten run, 3 consecutive wins, turning around this horrible form that we've been on pretty much since Christmas. But I think it is too little, too late. We're not gonna make it into the playoffs. But you never know. We're gonna play a strong team in the first match and see what happens. You might see some of the youngsters in the second one. So we've got Nadat in goal, a back four of Anderson, Laskowski, Sawyer and Worrell Bristow. Squire, Bill, Hurd and Skelton are in midfield with Ball in behind McDonald and Fisher. Let's get into the game. Let's go score a ton of goals. I want a big win and I want to see Tranmere tumbling down the league. Remember, Tranmere are the team who came up with us last year. So they've also had an incredible season, but obviously they've got previous with being in the Football League. They know what this is all about. They've been up in the Championship before, haven't they? Not for long, but I'm pretty sure they've had some time up in the Championship in their history, unless I dreamt it. They're certainly, long term, we're an established league club for a long, long time. Us, this is new ground for us, new territory. So whatever happens, it's exciting, and we're now thinking in terms of putting a team together for next year. If we got promoted, it'd be a disaster. Fisher's in though, and it does end up going over the crossbar. But imagine if we got into League One with this squad of players. I would like to think with the right additions this summer, and realistically, with our financial situation, it's going to be same again. 3 summers in a row, we're just going to sign a whole load of Premier League reject youngsters and hope that some of them develop into something good. We're going to look to sell 1 or 2 of the ones that we've got as per our new transfer policy, and hope that we can assemble a squad just slightly better than this one so that we can have a proper playoff push next year. I think we're in a decent position to do that. Now that we've shown that we weren't just riding higher momentum for the first half of the season, we're actually quite good. We were on a bad run of form, but we've turned it back round again. The fact we've had 2 good runs, that encourages me. Dan Fisher puts us 1-0 up. He's definitely on my shopping list for the summer. Fisher and McDonald are both available on free transfers, and James Ball. If I could sign all 3 of them permanently, that would be massive for Nuneaton. I don't know if we'll be able to afford them. It really depends the kind of money that they're going to be looking for. But those 3 as permanent signings with some Premier League rejects plus a fresh batch of loans, because they're here permanently, then we really are starting to put together a decent team. Right, 1-0 up, moves us up to 10th in the league. Tranmere are still drawing in their game. Nadat, that's a terrible, terrible attempt at a save from a free kick. Oh, Robbie Nadat's here next year, don't worry. You've got another year of him. He's this year's Big Kev. We've got to have a Big Kev. I love a comedy goalkeeper in my Football Manager saves. We haven't had one in non-league to legend yet. Don't worry, we've got one here in Back in the Boro. So, Tranmere still drawing. Puts us 4 points behind them. If everything ends as it is now, we don't make it into the playoffs. But if they go behind and no one else scores, just 1 more goal this afternoon and it's Tranmere going behind in their game. Forget that no one else scoring this afternoon nonsense. Port Vale are trying to spoil our fun. Imagine if we backdoor keved it into the playoffs from 12th, 2 games before the end of the season, though. It would be... I mean, I'm not sure something like that's ever happened in the real world. I mean, I guess it must have done at some point, but how hard done by do you feel if you finished in 4th place in that circumstance? And you're just looking back and thinking, well, we've had a good, consistent season, and these jokers who we've got to play now, they've just come from nowhere at the last minute. The momentum you have going into those playoffs. How do you not win the playoffs if you end up in them through that route? Right, Fisher, what's he got? I mean, that's pretty poor. And Laskowski gets a tackle in, and Squire Bill tidies up. I would like to go back in the lead before half time. That would make me feel good about myself. Skelton, he's on loan for next year as well. I can't remember if I told you the loans we've extended in the last video. I think I might have done. But Skelton's here for another year. Ball into McDonald, and it's Fisher in space, and probably should have played that into the on-rushing Skelton because he was in a better position. I mean, it's obvious, really. I mean, it goes without saying that that's what he should have done because he missed. If he'd have scored, it would have been a wonder goal. Right, Tranmere still not winning in their game, but then neither are we. If they're going to bottle it, we can't bottle it along with them. We have to take advantage of their bottling. Squire Bill, I mean, it was a terrible pass to him, and he's recovered from that quite well. And now Hurd is with it in the middle, plays it out to Worrell Bristow. Forward to Fisher. McDonald's in the middle. Cross comes in. McDonald is there. It's back to Fisher, back to McDonald. Someone needs to just turn their heads just slightly and point them towards where the goal is because they're kicking it the wrong way. And because of that, it's still 1-1. Tranmere still not winning in their game. I mean, a draw in their game's not enough for us. We need them to lose, but it's all getting very tense down here in the playoff hunt. I mean, the top 6 are all comfortable. It's all of us who no one wants that 4th and final playoff spot. Right, Josh McDonald has been poor today. Let's get Sedwin Scott on. Skelton. We'll bring on Peter Taylor for him. I feel like this would have been an opportunity to bring on Sir Tom, but he's not on the bench. That's a bit of an oversight on my part. We'll make those 2 changes for now. I think we're going to go attacking as well. We need to win the game. There's no point there's no benefit to anyone if we draw. Right, Scott. That's poor. We're back down into 12th again. I don't think these players want it. But then remember, 12th is a good finish. We're losing now. I think that's probably that. And Tranmere still bottling it at their end as well. 12th is a good fit. I feel disappointed, but 12th is so good. But I'm gonna be sad about it because, again, Football Manager giving you that little sniff of hope. They'll probably let us equalise yet. Might even let us have a last minute winner just as Tranmere score theirs, or as Tranmere don't lose. Hope. Oh, hope is the worst thing in football. Right, 15 minutes left. Anderson, big ball forward to Squire Bill, who flicks under Sedwin Scott. It's Hurd. Fisher's in behind and equalises. Here you go. Here's that hope again. Ruining my day. 15 minutes to go. There's a winner coming. I know there's a winner coming, but I also know Tranmere aren't going to lose. And it's going to be for nothing. Or Tranmere will lose, but then one of those other teams will pick up a win and they'll become uncatchable. Something's going to kick us in the teeth. I know it. My teeth can sense the pain approaching. Final substitution. Who have we got who's going to win this match for us? I would say Chambers Shaw, but he's not fit. Jerry Hendon. I don't know who I'd bring you on for though, Jerry. Do we bring you on in midfield? You're not much of a... I'm going to bring on Chambers Shaw anyway for Hurd. Just because Chambers Shaw is better attacking-wise than Hurd is. And hopefully we've got a winner in us somewhere. Because Tranmere are still bottling their side of the bargain. But we haven't got... I mean, we've got 1.5 minutes. Oh, Tranmere have gone ahead in their game. It's all for nothing. There's no point overloading anymore. It doesn't matter. Tranmere are winning their game. It's all over for us. It would be nice to get into the top 10, though. Just purely for league position points. I mean, I don't think you get paid for league position at this level, do you? So it doesn't really matter. That hope. Oh, hope. Right, now we're away against Notts County. We're going to lose to anyway. And we're especially going to lose to them now because we're going to have a look at a whole bunch of these youngsters. and see who we're going to keep around for next year. Hopefully find a new star. Here we go then. Much change for our final game of the season. We've got a couple of returning legends, plus some of these youngsters who, I mean, I don't recognise some of these names, and some of them have been here for years. So Ted Can comes back in goal. John Bailey is going to play for us at right back, who we signed 2 summers ago. We spent last season out on loan at Tunbridge. Has already played a game for us this year, apparently. That was obviously memorable. But he's 2-star current ability, 4-star potential, making a decision really on whether he earns a new contract, because he's out of contract in the summer. He may well be moving on, but we'll have a little look at him first. Craig Hudson has been in and around the team this year, so we're familiar with him as a backup for Joe Anderson. Lionel Stone we know all about, a returning legend at the back, and he'll partner Joe Durbin, who signed last summer on a free from Manchester United. He's 18, 2-star current ability, 4-star potential, and we'll have a little look at him as well. In midfield, we have Sir Tom Elliott. Might be his last game for the club, you never know. So Tom Elliott in midfield, along with Charlie Gilmore, who was a mistake that I try not to talk about. We signed him earlier in the season. And Fernando Sampson, who straight after this game is back on a plane to join up with Argentina again, because they're up to something. I don't even know what they're doing this time. Argentina under 20. What are they up to now? They are the World Under 20 Cup. So he's straight on a plane off to Algeria, where the World Under 20 Cup is taking place. So Fernando Sampson's a busy guy. The fact that Argentina are flying him all over the world, and it's an Argentina team that keep winning stuff, suggests he's better than those star ratings suggest. We've been down this road before with Livesey Mason. I think he might be... I mean, his stats... I know I don't look at stats very much. He looks rubbish. But Argentina seem to rate him, so we've got to keep giving him opportunities. And then Ball, because we don't have any other options really as an attacking midfielder. In behind, Livesey Mason, again, might be his last game for the club. And Jerry Hendon, who we've just given a new contract to for next season. I think he looks quite promising. He's been around the team all season. And I know he's not scored a lot of goals on his goals to game ratio, but he has only started 5 games. No, he started 8 games, scored 4 goals. That's not a bad ratio, especially along with his assists as well. So we're going to give him another year regardless. But hopefully he looks impressive today. We've got a bunch more kids on the bench who we'll have a look at as and when we bring them on. But what I really want today is a bit of nostalgia. I want Sir Tom to just have a Sir Tom performance, and Livesey Mason to get a hat-trick, and then we'll just retire them both. In fact, talking of Sir Tom, he's 30 now, I think. Can we get him on a training course yet? No. I mean, it is worrying me. I don't think Sir Tom Elliott is going to become a SAF member. I don't think there's any way to force him into doing it. He has to want to do it, and at the moment, he doesn't seem to want to do it. So we'll keep him around forever as a player and bring him out on special occasions like this one. But I don't think he's going to be the assistant manager I've dreamed he's going to turn into, which is devastating, really. Come on, Sir Tom. We need you to stick around. We need you to work your way onto that Legends list somehow. Hendon, that's a big miss. Notts County, by the way, need a win today to secure their automatic promotion. So I would be surprised if the league don't fire me for this team I've put out. Because, I mean, if you're Chesterfield, imagine how annoyed you're going to be when you look at my starting 11 for this match. I would be suing the face off of Nuneaton if Notts County go up in Chesterfield, especially if they don't win in the playoffs. I would not be very impressed at all. But, yeah, who cares? I want to look at my players. It's not my fault the way the fixture list has fallen. I can pick whatever 11 I want to pick, and I want to have a look at these players. Right, Sampson. That is a beautiful ball forward to Mason. Runs into the channel with it, plays it into Hendon, and Hendon should have done better. It's our first clear-cut chance of the game, and I think we should probably be 1-0 up. Both Sampson and Mason did very, very well to set that up. And there's Gilmore, the mistake, into Ball. Lionel Stone, Sampson. Has he got anything special again? It's Stone out to Sir Tom. Ball's been brought down in the penalty area. Sir Tom Elliott is taking a penalty in the Football League. Are we going to get a Football League goal for Sir Tom? I love that man. Sir Tom Elliott has his first goal in the Football League. We're 1-0 up against a team who are pushing for automatic promotion, and it was only ever going to be one man, and it's Sir Tom Elliott who puts us 1-0 up. What a hero. Oh, what a player. What a man. Oh, Sir Tom. Right. I mean, I can't believe we're beating Man City. It's ridiculous. Not Man City. Where did Man City even come from? We're beating Notts County. If we were beating Man City, I really wouldn't believe it. But Notts County are up in... I don't even know. I'm tired. I watched wrestling this weekend. I'm a tired man. Right. We're probably looking into making some changes fairly soon. How is the league doing? We'll finish 8 points behind Tranmere in the end. Cool, that escalated quickly, didn't it? Mason in behind. Hendon should have scored. Mason hits the post. I don't even know how the ball made its way across to Livesey Mason, but I really want him to get a Football League goal as well. I don't think he's scored. He had a couple of opportunities to play earlier in the season. He might have got a goal really early on in the season, actually. But as a club legend, I really want to see him grab a goal. We've got one for Sir Tom. Let's have one for Livesey Mason as well. So Tom adding to his appearance total for us, as I think at some point next season, unless we stumble across a fantastic left back, I think Sir Tom's going to lose his all-time appearance holder record, because Joe Anderson is quickly catching up with him, and he's probably going to go past him at some point next season if he carries on playing as many games as he does now. Right, Fisher is on for Hendon. In fact, we know Dan Fisher's good. Let's not bring Fisher on. Let's bring on Freddie Bremner, who is 19 years old. We signed him from Chelsea. Let's see if you're any good, Freddie Bremner. So you can come on. Who else have we got on the bench that we've never seen play before? Paul Owen. I've never seen you. You're 20. Cool, you're an old man. You've been here 2 years and you've never played a game for us. Paul Owen, get on there for Joe Durbin. And let's make our final substitution as well. And I think it's going to be Scott Sweeney, because all the rest of these we've seen play previously. But Scott Sweeney, I don't know who you are, Scott Sweeney. You're 18. You came in from Tottenham and you're a central midfield player. Well, I'm obviously not taking off Sir Tom, so you can come on for the mistake. And if I can actually get you in... I mean, you're not very good at that, are you? So Tom can actually play in his preferred position for the first time in about 3 seasons for the last 20 minutes of the match. Let's see if any of these extra youngsters are any good. Notts County are backdoor Keving it into the automatic promotion spots, by the way. Chesterfield still presumably behind in their game, because we're fairly comfortably sorting out Notts County. Did I say Man City again a minute ago? Are Notts County and Man City the same team? I'm starting to think they might be. Ball over the top, and is this going to be their equaliser that just secures their spot in League One? Not yet. Ted Can making the save. Trying to make his case for being my starter next year. Ian ever being my regular starter again. Ball with a free kick in the last 30 seconds, and I don't even know who that was who's just hit the frame of the goal. We've peppered this goal with chances during this game. We've not been very clinical at all. It hasn't really mattered, because the game didn't matter. And Notts County have gone up anyway. This is going to be one of those weird last day of the season occasions that happen very rarely, where every fan in the ground is leaving happy. We're happy because we've just had a great performance against a good team. They're over the moon because they've just got promoted and they don't care that they've lost. Everybody's happy. Marvellous stuff. Well, that is the end of our first season in the Football League. And by any definition or criteria, that was a cracking season. I wonder if we can push off towards the playoffs next year. If you have enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.